Hey y'all, welcome back to Collectibles Donks. If this is your first time on this channel and like following the financial side of collectibles, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I have several other flesh and blood videos in the works. Today I wanted to talk a bit about the Alpha Investment Monarch kit that was offered to the patrons of Rudy. As you can probably imagine, there are some serious bangers in this kit. Both the playmats and the promotional cold foil cards he offered are absolute hits in my opinion. Not to mention, he actually disclosed the official print run for both of these promos, which is actually very interesting as it does bring up a couple of questions. If you're not aware of who Rudy from Alpha Investments is, I highly recommend you guys check out his channel. He has tons of great insight regarding the TCG market as a whole, on top of some very educational finance videos. And while he does live in his parents' basement, the man has class and knowledge that is extremely important for the financial side of these card games. Anyways, he offers discounts to his patrons for the monthly support. He offers several different products from Magic the Gathering to Force of Will and of course Flesh and Blood, given that he was an early partner for Legend Story Studios. Because of his partnership with Legend Story Studios, he has previously received exclusive pre-release promos, which were distributed at Armory events down the line. And I believe this is the same thing that will happen with these promos. Now, before I continue, I do apologize if I completely butcher these names, but the two promos that Rudy had as part of his kits were the Extended Art, Cold Foil, Blasmophet, and Urser. Both of these cards are shadow tokens, specifically those called Demon Allies, which the new dark-based heroes can summon. According to Rudy, these cards are going to be very important in the overall meta of the game, so the fact that these are cold foil extended art promos means that the prices on these will skyrocket without a doubt. But in regards to the information about their print run, there are 2,500 of each of these cold foil promos that were made. 1,500 of each of the card was made available for Rudy and his patron kits, while 1,000 of each card is in the possession of Legend Story Studios. My guess is that these cards will likely be Armory event promos, much like Crazy Brew ended up being. The difference, however, is that if these two cards truly are part of the competitive meta, and I honestly have no reason to believe otherwise, they will fetch a premium on top of the Extended Art Cold Foil premium they have already. These cards are likely to be worth quite a bit depending on how players and investors react to them, but I can say this with absolute certainty, the cards are absolute fire. They're bomb, they're gorgeous. I mean, it has everything that you want in a collectible card. Of course, this is all assuming that the 2,500 print run for each of these cards ends up being the final number produced. As many of you are already aware, the reprint policy Legend Story Studios have is pretty flexible. They have been very forthcoming regarding what they will and won't reprint. Part of that includes cold foil promos that are used as an incentive to try out the game and attend events to continue building the game's community, which is absolutely awesome, and I'm sure every player and collector alike appreciate that. However, we will always be left with that thought of the possibility that some of these cards get reprinted and would cause the market to shift a bit. We saw that happen with Crazy Brew when it was introduced into Armory events. The card was worth up to $600 to $800, and in the months that followed, the price dropped to the $300 mark. I expect these promos to do something similar, but only time will tell if my assumption is correct. Now, besides the cold foil extended art cards, the bundle included a playmat, which alone will likely sell for around $300, given how short printed most mats are. And finally, you receive 2 Monarch first edition boxes. The total cost for this patron kit was $1,000. Now, a box of first edition Monarch can be expected to sell for at least $500 to $600 as of the making of this video, which means that the 2 boxes alone either break even or makes you a $200 profit as of the current market price. The extended art cold foil will likely sell for another $200 to $300, depending on the demand for it. And of course, the mat is likely to be worth $300. So you would essentially receive about $1,500 to $1,800 worth of products for $1,000, which is an absolute steal. And just for transparency, I did manage to get one of these kits, but I do not have plans on selling anything, as I personally believe that Monarch will likely age better than Crucible of War due to the new heroes and game mechanics that they introduced. Unfortunately, for those of you wanting to join Rudy's Patreon, it is too late. You are welcome to support him with monthly donations, however, that does not allow you to receive any of the discounts or sales that he offers. Every now and then you will see a random spot open up in one of his $10 or $15 tiers, and if you do, I highly recommend you jump at the opportunity because all of these kits he offers are absolutely worth it. This has been Collectibles Donks. Thanks again for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, consider smashing that like button as it really does help out. And if you'd like to watch more Flesh and Blood content like this, make sure you are subscribed as I still have plenty of videos in the works, including other TCGs like Pokemon, Digimon, and MetaZoo. Thank you guys for the support.